soaring high.
Share your screen, Omar. Share your screen.
Me hooked with dreams that fly. Passive income underneath the sky. Started small, but now I earn. Money flows while the world turns. Freedom knocking at my door. Cryptex makes me want some more. Every sunrise lights my path, no stress. Bank balance grows with zero mess. Night and day, I'm feeling blessed. Cryptex cash leaves me impressed. Started small, but now I earn. Money flows while the world turns. Freedom knocking at my door. Cryptex makes me want some more. Clap your hands, we're making gains. Life's so sweet without the chains. Cryptex reigns in sunshine rains. Passive flow inside my veins. Started small, but now I earn. Money flows while the world turns. Freedom knocking at my door. Cryptex makes me want some more.
What if I could earn more money, pay for my college, buy a car, buy a house, or travel more?
Well, guess what? Finally you can. Introducing Cryptex. Now you too can earn a passive income by staking 24/7, 365 days in a year. Get free third-party capital of $30,240, for a 3-year contract, and $43,200 for a 5 or 7-year contract, to get started with Cryptex today. Over 450,000 happy members are already part of the community, saving for their future. Every contract's earnings are compounded daily, at an average of 0.1% to 0.3%. The project has been here since circa 2016, and has been running for over 7 years. Cryptex has paid out billions, which is all verifiable on the blockchain. With no company, no CEO, it's a 100% community-based project. There are no offices, no premises, its success is based on total anonymity. With the startup capital 100% insured, members have nothing to worry about. The project has a very lucrative builder plan, with the best compensation in the industry. What's more, all the commissions are paid out instantly. Cryptex is a risk-free and scam-free community project. It's 100% fully decentralized. Cryptex 2.0 is underway, and will soon be launched with extra features for its community members. A $100 handling fee per contract is what it costs to get you started with Cryptex. Get a Cryptex contract and start saving. Secure your future beginning from today. Cryptex is the perfect legacy wealth solution towards an early retirement. Now, take action to move to the next level. Achieve maximum growth with minimal effort and risk.
Cryptex. Sign up today to get started.
Imagine securing your financial freedom before you even think about retirement. Sounds too good to be true? Well, let me introduce you to Cryptex, a legacy wealth solution that's reshaping the way we think about investing for the future. With Cryptex, you don't need a massive capital to start. Picture this. They give you a fixed starting capital to earn from. Yes, you heard that right. They kickstart your journey for you. All it takes from your end is a simple $100 handling fee for each contract. Affordable, isn't it? Now let's dive into the mechanics of it. Cryptex operates on a DeFi hybrid staking model with contracts spanning 36, 60 to 84 months. What's exciting is the daily compounding interest, ranging from 0.1% to 0.3%. This means your investment grows every single day, quietly accumulating wealth while you go about your daily life. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Cryptex is a fully Bitcoin-based platform established back in 2016. With over 8 years in operation, this project has not just survived, it has thrived, paying out millions, if not billions, to its community members. And yes, I said community, because Cryptex is 100% community-driven, with no central company or CEO at the helm. Everything is transparent, every transaction is recorded on the blockchain, available for you to verify anytime. Worried about security? Let me put those fears to rest. Every bit of capital in Cryptex is 100% insured. That's zero financial risk on your part. What's more, the platform boasts a staggering membership of over 500,000 worldwide, all saving for a secure future. You might be wondering about earnings and commissions. Well, Cryptex has an optional builder plan that's incredibly lucrative. The best part? Any commissions earned are paid out instantly. It's simple. Deposit your funds, buy a Cryptex DeFi hybrid contract, and watch as your funds are compounded daily. And remember, joining Cryptex means you're not just investing money. You're joining a forward-thinking, secure community that values anonymity and direct benefits. This isn't just another high-yield investment program. It's a proven, scam-free environment where your financial growth is the priority. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss out on this lifetime opportunity to safeguard and secure your future towards financial freedom. Take action today. Sign up through the person who invited you to this presentation and start your journey with Cryptex. Secure your tomorrow today. Thank you for watching, and here's to your future filled with freedom and security.
Get ready for the future. Making moves past yesterday. Get ready for the future. Rolling nothing in our way. And I'ma take you places you ain't never seen and never seen before. Get ready for the future. Just say goodbye to yesterday.
Listen to how I lost out on over $500 million and the 3 tips to make sure you don't make the same mistakes I did. It all starts in 2010 when I was all set to launch one of the first crypto exchanges in the US. And I was going to buy 150,000 Bitcoin to populate the exchange. A Bitcoin at that time was 6 cents. So at its peak, the Bitcoin I would have purchased would have been worth $9 billion. The problem? I never pulled the trigger, and here's why. Number 1, never listen to lawyers or accountants if the proposed question or topic is not in their field of expertise. Number 2, if you can afford the risk, always take it. This risk was very low for me at $15,000 to do the project, and I let others that were not qualified persuade me not to do it. Number 3, always go with your gut. I believed so strongly I should go for it, but everyone in my camp talked me out of it and said Bitcoin would never be legal and amount to anything. So always remember on your wealth journey that it's always good to be diversified and have your bases covered, but some high risk is necessary if you truly want to break through and become ultra wealthy. So take notes and take action. Let's go.
I took a chance with just one bill, no lie, $100 and now I'm soaring high. Cryptex got me hooked with dreams that fly. Passive income underneath the sky. Started small, but now I earn. Money flows while the world turns. Freedom knocking at my door. Cryptex makes me want some more. Every sunrise lights my path, no stress. Bank balance grows with zero less. Night and day, I'm feeling blessed. Cryptex cash leaves me impressed. Started small, but now I earn. Money flows while the world turns. Freedom knocking at my door. Cryptex makes me want some more. Clap your hands, we're making gains. Life's so sweet without the chains. Cryptex reigns in sunshine rains. Passive flow inside my veins. Started small, but now I earn. Money flows while the world turns. Freedom knocking at my door. Cryptex makes me want some more.
Welcome everyone to this powerful Thursday night session. When Chandra speaks, everyone listens. Why? Because she is highly knowledgeable and deeply experienced in the world of crypto, blockchain, smart contracts, and wallets. She has a gift for taking complex financial systems and breaking them down so that anyone can understand. Tonight, she'll not only walk you through how this Cryptex platform works, but also share insights on Bitcoin, blockchain, and the wallets you'll use to secure and receive your funds, making this one of the best financial experiences you've ever had. This is the kind of information that can truly change your financial future. But before we begin, we're going to start by letting King Saul, one of our strong leaders, open the floor. He'll invite our members and guests from around the world to introduce themselves and share where they're calling from. And after that, King Saul will introduce tonight's featured presenter, Chandra. So the call is yours, King Saul.
And King Saul is right here. It's the only one, King Saul. So let's get it rolling, people. Roll call time. Let's go.
Michelle and Tony from Virginia.
All right. Welcome,
Linda
welcome.
from Virginia.
Welcome to this call.
Sharon.
I'm just saying.
Welcome to the
Sharon
call.
from Arkansas.
All right. Welcome to the call.
Simon
from Lagos,
Nigeria.
All right.
Iowa.
Welcome to the call, Simon.
Gail from Arkansas.
Idaho.
All right. Welcome to the call.
Pauline
Bob from
Birmingham,
Georgia.
Alabama.
I got you, Georgia. I got you, Pauline. I got you, South Africa. I see you, South Africa.
I'm Benanti from Iowa.
All right, welcome to the call.
Michelle from Huntington Park, California.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the call.
Zena from Tennessee.
Welcome to the call.
Catherine
also
from California.
All right, California. Welcome to the call. Jamaica. Welcome, Jamaica.
Dolinda from New Orleans.
All right, New Orleans. Welcome to the call.
Lizella from Wisconsin.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to the call.
Liston,
Martha
Connecticut.
from Nairobi.
All right, Nairobi. Okay, welcome to the call. All right, Texas. I see you. Texas in the house. Welcome to the call. Arizona. Welcome to the call.
Mose Whitfield, Calhoun, Georgia.
Calhoun, Georgia. Welcome to the call, Mose.
Oliver, Tennessee.
Oliver. Let's see. Welcome to the call. Oliver.
Rosa Singleton, Somerville, South Carolina.
South Carolina. Welcome to the call. Oh, Uganda in the house. Welcome to the call.
Corinne
Joe
from Tennessee.
Joe and Corinne. Okay. Welcome to the call. Let's keep it going. Don't slow down. Okay. Nigeria in the house. Okay. I see you. Canada in the house. What? Okay. Maryland, Tennessee in the house. All right. Well, I guess they don't want to talk, but they want to flash it up there in front of me.
They're going to flash it, yeah.
Yeah. Virginia in the house. Okay, Virginia. I see you, Lee.
Peter from Chicago.
There we go. Chicago in the house. Welcome to the call.
Dan from Wisconsin.
All right, Dan. Welcome to the call. Connecticut. Welcome to the call.
Robert Ford from Long Beach.
All right. Welcome to the call.
Frank from Bogus, Louisiana.
All right, Louisiana. Welcome to the call. Love it when my folks from Louisiana come on.
Little Rock.
Los Angeles, California.
All right. Welcome to the call. Little Rock. I heard Little Rock too. Welcome to the call.
I'm Daniel from Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta in the house. Welcome to the call. I got you,
Adrian
Jay.
from Georgia.
Okay, Johnson. Welcome to the call, Adrian. Got your Mark. It's all good, Mark. Inglewood. Yes. Hey, okay. Boy, I say not quiet on you tonight, boy. It's okay. All right.
They may be tired from that long call from last night.
Yeah, probably so. Okay. Okay, Jeff. I see you, Jeff. Okay, we gonna go ahead and get started. I know you ready to roll, Chandra, so I'm gonna give him a chance. Okay, again, welcome to our Thursday night call. Hey, y'all had a chance. Now y'all gonna have to wait for a whole week before you can be able to announce yourself. Yeah, welcome to our Thursday night call. Just a reminder, next week we'll be off, so no calls next week. We'll be back October the 19th with overall our back office training. It's going to be great, and I hope it's going to be great because we looking forward to that back office training because we kind of hope that we're gonna see something different once the site come back. I'm pretty sure everybody aware that the site is down because of good things. Good things are happening. You know, we have over 1 million members in this program now, so you know they have to do some work to make sure that you know everything run properly. And Chandra gonna touch on that and let her talk about that more, you know, in a minute here. If your first time here, please take notes, okay? So you get an understanding. I promise you, once you understand how this program works, you're gonna love it like we love it, you know. So and if you just came on, you know, a week or two ago, don't panic. We have been through this before with the site go down for 24 to 48 hours, and they come right back up. So, you know, we know that they are doing their work. We know that they are working behind the scenes. So, and we hoping that it's going to be great once it come back up. It should be. I'm looking for it to come back up probably tomorrow. You know, before the weekend. Yeah. So, Chandra, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you, and that way you can kind of explain to them too about
Yeah,
the
what they're
site
doing.
and go. Yes, what they doing. Okay.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to you, Queen Chandra.
All
It's
right.
yours.
Well, thank you. Let me get my presentation together over here. I don't know why. I tell you, I had to divorce this mouse. It's not moving like I want it to. So let me just say good evening. And I'm going to sort of like piggyback off of what Saul is saying as far as first of all, let me just tell you, as we get into the presentation, as always, you know that I am not your financial advisor. Please find somebody outside of this presentation to help you with that. But if you haven't heard, Cryptex has reached over 1 million members. So at this point, you have to know that they've had to make some changes, right? You can't have that many people coming to the network. A lot of people don't know, and especially considering we're only providing what our email addresses, right? So they've got to ensure that what they're doing is just making sure that the security is in place. You have to tighten it up because people who are joining are always you don't ever know when you have someone who's trying to take advantage of the situation. So when they're telling you that they're updating their server database, as I was explaining to people on a call maybe last night or earlier this week, all servers are kept in a data warehouse. They're no longer really on site. So, and that's really for security purposes for the company that they're working for, right? That's to make sure that no one internally can damage any of the data that's there. But to protect people like ourselves, and since we don't know who's joining the site, they have to update and encrypt the data that you are providing. So again, that's to protect your email address, your account information, all of that goes into the new security measures that they're taking. I am sure that this is also going to be following or going along with the, what is it, the new Cryptex 2.0. So I don't think it's nothing to worry about, but I would be thankful that they're at least announcing the information about what they're doing. So I think this is a great thing, and everyone on this call should think the same. So if you have any questions in reference to this, you don't understand it, wait to the end of the call and I will, walk you through it. But really it is for our own good and the safety of the contracts that we are purchasing. All right, so that being said, let's talk about what the benefits are of joining this project called Cryptex. So as you know, this is your first time here, you may not know, but we do get that initial capital that the company offers us, which is going to be $30,240 or $43,200. Now, everything just depends on the number of which year or how long you want to stake. So again, this is a staking opportunity with a beginning balance that you do not have to apply, meaning that you do not need to provide your driver's license, passport, taxes, any of that information in order to participate in this project. The only thing that's needed is your $100 activation fee. Now, if you don't know what Cryptex is, it is not a company. It is a community project that is built around a secure crypto staking. Again, everything is about staking and the marketing or trading environment. So it was formed by a group of people, I want to say at least 5 of them, university friends back in 2016. And they consisted of course, which the 2 early adopters, which are in the crypto space. So they were very successful in that, and they went and got the banker, insurance expert, and the top marketer, and figured out how they can come up with this, combine all their expertise to come up with this platform. So the platform is definitely unique in the way that it does the staking, which I don't think I've heard of any other opportunity, and I've been in this since 2017, where the money that they're providing to us is actually protected or secured by the insurance company. So they get an insurance policy. I think the policy is valued at $100,000, even though the amount of money that they're providing to the contract, paying to the contract, not to you or me, but to the contract, is less than that. But the good thing about it is that everything is private, it's anonymous, everything, including your information. So this is where we are. If you're out there trying to do any research on it, I mean, I know we have to do our own due diligence when we're getting into these opportunities, but for Cryptex, you're not going to find a company name or the headquarters or a CEO, because that's not how this is set up. It is completely private. And again, that includes you, me, we, us. Man, there's a lot of people still coming in. So now when they decided to come up with this opportunity or this platform, there were at least 3 principles that the team wanted to ensure that was put in place. So one of those opportunities, principles is going to be the fact that the capital and the profits have to be locked. There's no way for them to be able to pay out the kind of money that they're paying out without being able to make it last. You can't do it without making the contract last long. And so you don't see anything that you can make money off of within a year, 6 months. Here they start off at 2 years. So from 2 to 7 years, hopefully one day they're going to get to the 10 years. But the staking profits are inaccessible to you during that time frame, depending on what you decide to choose from. So what you have to understand, though, is once the contract has matured, the capital is returned back to the bank. So if you got the $30,000 or the $43,000 contract, then that all is returned to the bank, including the insurance payments, and the what else? And the bank interest is actually the bank earns interest off of it, and then everything else, including the remaining profits, go into our wallet. But don't forget that Cryptex is charging us to use their platform to be able to participate in this opportunity. Now, as I said before, everything is completely anonymous. That includes the founders, the users, as well as the financial institutions. So, and including also the insurance company. So you're not going to be able to find that. There's no need to ask me at the end of the call, because I'm not going to be able to tell you, because I do not know. So you're not going to be able to find a traceable organization structure as you would for other companies. Again, everything is private. And then, of course, the third and most important aspect of the part of the principles is that it has to be self-sustaining. So the insurance premiums and the bank interest are paid solely from our rewards that we're getting every single day. Um, and so that means that there's nothing that you're paying out of your pocket. And the person that's, and I'm going to say you, me, we, us, there's never anything that we're going to be liable for. So I know that we've had questions in the past if we're going to be, once we get the $30,000 or $43,000 loan, if we're going to be responsible for that. No. And how would they be able to hold you responsible when the only thing they have on you is just the email address? They don't even really have they don't have an address to, like, your personal home address or company information. None of that information is being shared. Just really just your first and last name and a email address. That's it. So what makes Cryptex unique? Here we go. No KYC. So there's no need to provide your driver's license, passport, tax documents. None of that information is required to participate in this opportunity. They do want to give back, and the way that they do that is they provide, or they spend 2% to plant trees throughout the world. And so 1% comes from Cryptex, the other 1% comes from us. If you have a 5 or 7 year contract, this does not apply to the people who purchased the 2 or the 3 year contracts. There's no hidden fees, so there's no middleman in this. It's the first risk-free opportunity, meaning that the insurance policy is backing the initial amount that's being given to the contract. And then, of course, it's uncensorable. This is where you cannot, once you start activate the contract, there's no way that it can be shut down. So let's talk about, for those people who are new to crypto, I'm not sure who's on the call, but I like to make sure that you at least understand a little bit about the history and how all of this came about. This is not new information, new technology. This is stuff that's been built back, started back in the 1990s. So all that has happened is that over time, things have just increased or improved. So if we look at the blockchain, the idea about that came back in 1991, and it was by 2 researchers who were on this goal to develop a system where the document timestamps could not be manipulated, meaning that when they were going into the bank or some financial institution, somebody apparently must have met with some type of fraud that was going on. And they had to figure out, they wanted to come up with a way that could not be, that same type of incident wouldn't happen in the future. So the blockchain itself, everything is transparent. So when you're looking at that, it's considered to be a database where any type of transaction to and from is stored on that in like little data blocks. And all of that is linked by a process called cryptography, which is just the practice of securing the information. So this is just some more code that is being written into the system to ensure that it prevents any type of unauthorized access. Then, of course, the data is added to new blocks. Those blocks are connected to previous blocks, forming the chain. And then, of course, blockchain didn't really come into use until really January of 2009. And this is when Bitcoin first hit and people started talking about it. This is, I don't forget, but the amount, it was probably at 1 cent at that time. And look at it now, about $120,000. So, but the blockchain is the foundation for all of the Bitcoin protocol. And then, of course, you have Satoshi Nakamoto. That organization described described Bitcoin as a way of being able to create this new electronic cash system, meaning this is the way for, basically peer-to-peer. This is the way to basically bite the banks in the butt, meaning that we want to get out of your system, centralized system, and go into a more of a decentralized system where we don't have to be at their every beck and call or at whim, because we're not making any money from the banks anyway. They're just using our stuff to go out and make more money off of it. And if we don't get what are we making 1% a year, if that, on the money that we do have in there. So Some key points to remind yourself or to remember about the blockchain when it comes to the smart contracts are that the smart contracts are considered to be automated programs. And they're just facilitating transactions between parties on the blockchain. They are built with code that triggers actions once specific conditions are met, meaning that once you, the easiest way I can explain it to you is the vending machine process, because that's when you're standing there at the vending machine, you really don't see a third party person standing there actually giving you your food or your soda when you're actually after you pay for it. So that eliminates. So the concept of the smart contracts came out about what 8 or 9 years after blockchain, so maybe about 1998. So again, this is not new technology. It's been out for a very long time. Only thing that has happened or has occurred over time is that the process has improved. So someone started the code, someone else was able to make it better than what it was as technology became more prominent. So the purpose of a smart contract is that it enables the automation. It's credible. So, and you don't need a third party. That is the main reason of doing it. The transactions are trackable, but they're irreversible. So you're still going to be able to go to the blockchain and track every single transaction. It does take a little while to do it if you have never been on that site. And of course, the benefits of it is, of course, it reduces the transaction cost associated with the traditional contracting. So again, if I'm looking at the smart contracts, if you don't really understand how that process works, again, it's just like the digital vending machines. When you're standing in front of it, putting your money in, you're not even really putting money in these days. You're actually using a card for most of them. That machine is doing it according to what you are actually allowing it to do based on the amount of money that you have in it. So if you're going to pay for something that costs $5 and your card only has $3 on it, do you think you're going to get it? No. So therefore, the machine knows not to give it to you. They'll probably say, "Hey, look, you need to select something that is less than that's $3 or less based on what you have on your card." But again, there's no third party person there. So who uses smart contracts? In this day and time, you got the record storing, you've got trading activities, you got supply chains, mortgage companies are definitely using it, real estate markets, the employment agencies or arrangements. You've got the copyright protections, healthcare services, voting, the Internet of Things, and of course, insurance claims. Insurance claims are getting really big at this. But the supply chains and between the supply chains and insurance claims, they really are moving really faster than any other the entities out here into that world. So when you look at it, you've got companies like Microsoft, Home Depot, Deloitte, IBM, Nike, Prudential, Chase, Walmart. All of these companies are using smart contracts in some fashion, whether they're helping to build it for other companies to utilize it, or they're using it, like I said before, in the supply chains. When it comes to paying, doing payroll, all of that is being used by the smart contracts. So let's break down the parties as it may be when it comes to Cryptex. So you've got 4 players in this to make this opportunity work. One is going to be the DeFi staking contracts. You're going to have the account holder, which is you, me, we, us. You've got the insurance company, and of course you have the banks. When you're looking at it, though, you got to understand how you're making the money first. Once you just figure out who's involved, right? So the process of how they're earning is the DeFi staking. So the question is, what is it? When you're thinking about it, it is just a process of keeping your assets. As I stated before, it's one of the 3 principles. You have to keep those funds locked up for a certain amount of time in order to gain some form of interest, an accumulation of interest. So again, that could be either the 2, 3, 5, or 7-year options that we have. And then of course, Cryptex is paying out at about 0.1% to 0.3% for each contract. Now, what is the product or the asset that the organization is trying to get us to use? It is the DeFi hybrid contract. And when you're looking at that, it consists of two parts. One is that it's a smart contract, and then of course it's on the decentralized Oracle network. It is the contract. There's the agreement is not between us, you, me, we, us, because we're not going into a bank or to someone's office and sitting down and actually writing or filling out some paperwork, providing our information. The contract is between the insurance company and the bank. There's nothing else in there, any other parties that need to be there to write this out. The contract contains that provision of capital that we're getting at the very beginning. It's not given to us, it's actually given to the contract. The bank gives it to according to the terms, which is going to be the 2, 3, 5, or 7 years, as I stated earlier. Now, the users, we're the users, right? So we are activating that contract. Again, that's going to cost $100. But when you're paying it, you have to pay it in crypto. This is going to be the Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, meaning that when you're purchasing crypto, you're going to have to pay a little bit more than $100 for it. So maybe 105, 110 to purchase the Bitcoin, and then you have to have enough of it to do what? To send it. Because when it comes to crypto, you have to pay for all the different transactions, all the different steps that it takes to get the crypto to where you want it to be, whether it's going to be a swap, send, receive, or withdrawal. So when you're looking at the insurance company, the question that may come to mind is, why would the insurance company do this? And we already know in the back of your mind it is for money. But the purpose of the insurance company is to insure the wallet for loss. So as long as they can guarantee to the bank, hey, look, if you provide us with this amount of money in this particular project, we will insure it for triple, pretty much, the amount of what you are paying out. So if it's 30,000, maybe it's 100,000. If it's 43,000, maybe it's 120,000. But it is definitely insured for way more than what they will stand to lose, because the bank is not in the business of giving away anything. They need to be able to make money. So why would the insurance company do this? Of course, like I said, it's for the money, right? And then of course everything is automated. So when it's automated, it just removes us. So there's no issue with them getting their money. They're going to log. It's not that they're going to log in. When you log into your back office, if you've not been if you don't have a contract that's 30 days or older, you're not going to be able to see it. But anyone that has a contract that's 30 days or older, you're going to be able to log in and see that your payment has come out, because they will be taking that out on a monthly basis. Now, when it comes to the bank is in it. Once they know that they've got that insurance coverage, they say, okay, phew, I'm at peace. We can go ahead and we can loan this capital out, because we're in the business of making money, hand over fist, right? So the contract is, the capital is given according to the contract type or the term, which is going to be that 2, 3, 5, or 7 years. And why would they do it? Of course, because they're making that 5.5% to 8.5% return on every single contract. And the other pieces of just like the insurance company, everything is automated. The bank is only collecting their interest, though, at the end of the year, not throughout the month. Now, as the account holder, our job is to do what? Pay the $100 USD activation fee. You're going to need, again, the Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. Hopefully in the future, they will be providing us with different options as far as additional cryptocurrencies that we can use. But right now, it's just still tied to BTC. The question is how much of the capital you're going to be receiving. So if you're going to do a 2 or 3 year contract, then they're going to give you a starting balance of $30,240. If you're doing a 5 or 7 year contract, they're going to give you a capital starting balance of $43,200. Again, this is going to pay out over the 2, 3, 5, or 7 year term, somewhere between 22,000 to $1.5 million. Each participant is considered an account holder as long as you register with your email address. That's all they need. Now, the only way that this works is through the process of compounding. So when you've got the 4 components, which is a DeFi staking contract, the account holder, which is you, me, we, us, the insurance company, and the banks, that's how this right here works. We're not taking anything out. We're doing the 2 to 3 to 5, 7 year terms, and this allows us to generate the types of monies that I just called out earlier. So let's just look at the 2-year contract. Again, we're starting off with that $30,240. The staking term is at 24 months. The insurance fee is at $210, and you're going to pay the Cryptex handling fee. That also comes out automatically in your back office every single month, and it's $30. No matter which contract which term you decide on, whether it be the 2, 3, 5, or 7 year, it's still going to be $30. So, but for the 2-year, the bank charges an interest of 8.5%, and of course your rewards are done every single day. So when we're looking at it, that $30,240, again, let's just say we made $30.24 in the market. You're just taking what you earn for that day, add it back to your principal, and you keep doing that every single day until your 2 years is up. When your 2 years is up, you should, the bank takes back their initial capital, and then of course all the fees that are associated with it over the course of time, those 2 years, all of that comes out, and that leaves you with about $21,000, maybe $22,000 at the end of the term. When we're looking at the 3-year contract, we're looking at the same starting balance of $30,240. 36 months is our staking term. The insurance is still charging at $210, and then Cryptex is charging at $30 a month handling fee. But the interest that the bank is charging has dropped to 6.75%, and that's because we are going to be in it for a little bit longer, but your staking rewards are still daily. So again, we're looking at that $30,240, adding on whatever we earn in the market for that day. In this case, it's $30.24. Continue to keep doing that every single day until the end of the 3 years. When you get to the end, you're looking at that $240 being taken out. The insurance, the bank is going to take out their $2,041. And then, of course, they're going to take back their initial capital, which is $30,240. That should leave us with about $35,000 moving forward. Again, the processing fee, the annual interest, everything is paid by the staking profits. There is nothing that's coming out of your or our pockets as we move forward. So when you're looking at the 5-year contract, though, we're looking at that starting off at the $43,200. 7-year contract starts off at the same amount. The staking term is 60 months. Insurance is $300 a month versus a $210, and then you have the handling fee of $30. Now, the loan interest on for the 5-year contract has dropped a little, so now you're down to 5.5%, but you're still getting those daily rewards. And the amount that we're getting here, by the time we finish paying the $330 for the insurance and the handling fee, the bank is taking their $2,300 for their interest, and then of course they're going to take back that $43,200 that they provided to us as their initial capital, and we should walk away or we'll have deposited in our account maybe about $471,000 for the 5-year contract. Now, a lot of people are going to be asking about the payout proof. Well, there's it's a 2-step process is how Cryptex does it. So what they do is they send you out an email. There's 2 emails. One just tells you congratulations, your time has come. You are about to be rewarded for waiting as long as you have, whether it be the 3-year, 5-year, or 7-year. The 2-year just started, so if it's 2 years, then of course they're going to let you know. But what they do is they tell you to expect another email with the full breakdown of what you're going to be paying and what they're going to deposit. So in this particular case, this is Mo's. He's allowing us to use his email. So in this case right here, he was able to get 2 contracts, 2 of the 3-year contracts when he first came in. That gave him a total of over $500,000. By the time everything was adjusted and was sent to the amounts, the bank took back their initial capital. Now he's got about $398,000 that's being sent to his Cryptex wallet. So if you want to see that, you can always go, and I want to go back real quick. You can see the whole thing on memberpay.com, and I'll put the link out there at the end. But we can still go to the Blockchain Explorer. I know a lot of people are always going to be looking for the payout transactions. You can see on the site what comes in, what goes out is indicated by color, and then using those addresses either provided either from our support system, which is going to be Lori, or someone else is going to provide that, or you can use it yourself if you're referring people to the opportunity and you want to do a cash out withdrawal. You can also use that address to go on to the blockchain and actually see where those funds came from. So you can see the wallets. Now, you can also go to Daily Pay Solution and you can see the video there on the payouts as well. Now, to get started, we would need to do what? You got to log in after we get registered. So once you log in, you're going to see in your back office several contracts. You're going to see the 2-year, the 3-year, the 5, and the 7-year. What you're also going to see is that the company also offers bundles, and they only offer in the 2-year and the 3-year. So you'll see those in the end pack. They cost a little bit more. We're going to go over that in just a second. But each one of these contracts, no matter which one you get individually, they're all $100 except for the bundles. Now, the great thing about this is that the project does not limit us to purchasing one contract. So in this case, they open it up where they put the 2-year contract out, and we're able to get 50 contracts. You can either get 50 contracts or you can get the 5 bundles are allowed per account. And even if you have already purchased your 80 contracts, if you have the 3-year, 5-year, or 7-year contracts, you're still able to go and get the 50 contracts. We do recommend that you get the bundles because you get extra. They will give you an extra 25 free contracts because you get 5 additional contracts. So instead of getting 10, you'll get 15, but you're still only paying for the 10, right? So that is where we are with the 2-year. So if we're looking at the 15 contracts for the price of 10, that price is $1,000. You can see the difference when you're logging into your back office. It says 1,000, and it clearly tells you that it's 15 contracts. What you're not going to see is an option to split this up. So if you don't have a full $1,000, hold on a second, let me stop the writing on the screen real quick. Say delete all, and then
Chandra, I got it. You
got it? Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
Don't worry about that, I got it. I
All
apologize.
right. Let me click here to go off. So in this case, for the 5 contracts, the 5 bundles, you're going to spend about $5,000. That's your max for it, and it gives you, like I said, 75 contracts. When it comes to the other contracts, which is the 3-year bundles, you can get same thing, 15 contracts for the price of 10, but you can only get 3 of these. So that gives you $3,000 for the full 45 contracts. Again, you're going to see the $1,000 of 15 contracts. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to break this down like a layaway plan, is what I'm saying. So I would just save up. If you want to get the bundles, just save up until you get the 1,000 because they can limit you on if you're trying to get, the full max, which is like 130 purchase contracts. So I wanted to make sure I'm really explaining this properly. So when you break it down, the 2-year contracts come with the option of either 5 bundles or 50 contracts separately, right? If you get the 50 individual contracts, you're just getting 50 contracts. If you do the 5 bundles, you're getting 50 contracts plus 25 additional free. Now, if you also get the 3 bundles that they offer for the 3-year, that's 30 contracts plus 15 free. So that gives you 45. Or you could just get individual 30 contracts without getting anything for free. So when I look at it, breaking it all down, you've got your 3 bundles, 3-year contracts, that's giving you 30, plus the 15, that's 45. When you get the 5, if you get all 5 of the bundles for the 2 years, you're getting the 50 contracts plus the 25, it gets you 75 contracts. And then, of course, you still have the additional 50 contracts, which is the 3, 5, or 7-year. You cannot get any more of the 2-year contracts. You are limited to just the 50. Again, there's 130 purchase contracts, which gives you, if you do the bundles, a total of 170 contracts, period. So I hope that is an easier way for you guys to understand it. But if you don't understand it, or if you have any issues, please reach out to support or get back to the person who invited you to this presentation, and we would be more than happy to work with you. So I'd like to give a couple of sample strategies. I'll have some different ones come next week or the week after next. But in this case, if you're looking at the 130 contracts, if you're getting just the 2 years, the max you're going to get on that is going to be, of course, the 75 contracts. That gives you about 1.65 million. The 3-year is going to give you 4.4. The 5-year is going to give you 39 million. And then, of course, if you got all 130 contracts in the 7 years, 121 million. You could mix it up a little bit. Still 130 contracts. You can get 30 of the 2-year for 660,000. The 3-year, you can get 30 of those for 1 million. You're waiting another 2 years, you can have a payout of 35 of the 5-year contracts, paying out about 16 million. And then if you wait another 2 years, your 7-year contract, you have 35 of those, that pays you out at 52 million. So that's a grand total of about $70 million over the course of 7 years. So if you're on a tight budget, and just to say you're just limiting yourself on what you want to spend, maybe it's just the 500, then maybe you get 5 contracts. Doesn't make a difference which ones you decide to choose, but I'm just giving you an example here. If you're looking at maybe 3 contracts to pay $300 for, that gives you about 105,000. And then of course the 5-year, you get one of those, that's 471. If you got the 7-year, that's where I would spend my 500. So that gives you about $2 million over the course. And this does not mean that you cannot come back and get additional contracts. I'm just saying that if you're on a budget, or if you do not want to spend more than this and you're just being cautious about the whole thing, then yeah, $500 would be where I would, my budget, my limit would be, and I wouldn't buy anything else. That is what that is. But let's just say you're on a fixed income. Maybe you want to do the what we call the USD savings plan. This is where you're spending about $100 a month over the course of whatever time you want. In this case, we're here, I'm just using the 2 years, the contract as the example. You would get those for the next 2 years, which is 24 months, receiving around about 22,000 each month. That gives you about a little over $500,000. Now, I want to go into the most commonly asked questions, because I like to make sure that we're all on the same page here. So this right here just is one of the things we get a lot on is, where does the capital come from that's used for the staking on each contract that you pay that $100 fee for? And this is just for those people who are not paying attention throughout the call, the presentation, because we always tell you that it's coming from the bank, right? So it's coming from the leasing companies, the offshore investment banks, They provide the capital once that life insurance policy has been activated. The life insurance policy is deposited as a security with the investment bank, and in return, they provide that capital. Like I said, the initial capital is somewhere between 30,000 to 43,000. Is made available for each of the contracts that we activate. So how does the loan and the premiums, insurance premiums, get paid? They get paid provided that we are paying out that 5 to 8 is really 8.5%, since we have the 2-year contracts, but that is paid annually. It is automatically taken out from the back from your back office. It is not something that you're going to have to be responsible for pulling out of your pocket. Again, it is automatically paid from your personal profits that you have achieved. But should you see something different in your account, just let us know. How can Cryptex pay out above and beyond the $100 handling charge fee? That's because they're earning off of every single contract. So at the beginning of the call, I told you that we had reached over 1 million members worldwide. So if Cryptex is taking $30 every single month from each contract that's been activated, and look at this, and in this case, I'm just going to look at the 3-year contract. So if one 3-year contract, if they're earning $1,080 for those 3 years, and then they turn around for a 5-year contract, they're earning $30 for those 60 months. That's about $1,800. So yes, that's enough money there for them to be able to pay you that $100 that one time. I mean, it's not even $100. It's really the $30, right? They're only paying the $30 out one time for each contract, but they are standing to make a lot more over time. And then, of course, again, we're looking at the number of people that are here and the number of contracts that are being purchased. So when you look at the insurance company, same thing. They're earning for a 3-year contract, they're getting $7,500 for, because they're charging that $210 each month. If it's a 5-year or a 7-year contract, they're charging $300 a month. For the 5-year, they're standing to make $18,000. When you look at the bank, one contract for the 36 for the 3-year, right? They're looking at that. Let's just say that 6.75%. They're looking at $6,123 for that 3-year, for that one contract. And then, of course, for a 5-year, they're looking at about $11,880. So let's just say you have quite a few people have paid for the 3-year bundles. For a 3-year bundle, for what is that? A total of 15 contracts, they're making $113,400. If it was a 5-year, if you have 15 of the 5-year contracts, they're looking at $270,000. So the company, all the parties that make up this project are really making enough money to pay out more than the $100 to pay for us referring other people. So, can you sign up your family? Yes, you can. The only rule that you can't break is placing your family as referrals under each other, meaning they can only go under you. You can't place your daughter, your son under your wife. They all have to go under you individually. So, and that is if you all live in the same house, right? Can you refer and earn commissions without owning your own contract? No, you certainly cannot. You have to have at least one contract in order for Cryptex to pay you a referral fee. Now, best practices. I'd like to say the number one rule in here is that your sponsor, if you're new, your sponsor truly is responsible for making sure that you have all the resources at hand. This means that making sure that you have access to the board app, where there's information that's being posted there. You got the Telegram, you got the Signal Room. There's so many different things that we provide to ensure that you are not lost. I do recommend that when you're first signing up, or when you're first purchasing your contract, let's just say it's the 2-year contract, that before you decide to purchase it, to make sure that you have someone, your sponsor, actually help you with it, because we have known that people have made a mistake, especially if you're new in the crypto space, right? Because what I can tell you is that even if you are not new in the space and you sent your funds in and you can't figure out where they are, and you realize that you sent it to the wrong address, there is no way to recover from that. If you have any other issues, I'm telling you to make sure that you really be careful on what you do, because if you're trying to reach out to Cryptex for support, you're just going to be waiting maybe weeks or months before they come back, because that's not their strong suit. So again, that's why we try to make sure that you get back to the person who referred you to this opportunity. So when you're looking at you signed up under someone else by accident, Cryptex is not going to assist you. That would mean, if they did do that, that would mean reprogramming the the project, just so that you can get back your money, or for $30, $100, they're just not going to do it. So we be careful and make sure that you actually have the correct link. Again, make sure that your upline is actually walking you through the process. They do not like for us to share our screenshots to our back office, but there is a way for you to be able to share information. You just need to use the boards app and or the Telegram room, and you can see the marketing folder or information that they have out there that tells you how you can utilize that. One of the number one things or issues that we have with this program is people logging in and saying that they're getting the message where it says, you're already logged in. Of course you're not. The problem is that if you're logging in from your phone, you're not paying attention to your phone. You only have to put the username and the password in. You do not need to hit the enter button at all. You just need to have patience and wait at least, I'm going to say at least 2 minutes now, because it's so many people on this system. The servers do not move fast enough to get you in any sooner than what it is. So it's not only is that applying to you getting logged in, but that's just applying to you also when you're moving from page to page, just trying to get around in your back office is taking even longer than what it used to. So again, it's coming from the overload that we have. If you're one of those people who are trying to test something out and you're wanting to break the rules, I can tell you that there's a 3-day cool-off period, which just basically means that you won't be earning anything those 3 days if the company catches you. Typically, this is when you have received an internal transfer, meaning that, let's just say Saul sent you $200 for you to purchase, 2 contracts, but you decide you want to withdraw that $200. Well, the company is not, maybe they will not give you that money. So, but if they do, and if you'll know, because they typically, when you're doing a withdrawal, they send an email. Takes a couple of days sometimes for it to get to you, but you do have to respond back to it. But if they do not send it to you, that is because you have violated this process. So again, and the reason is because you're trying to use Cryptex as an exchange service, and this is not what they are. If someone is giving you internal money, they expect for you to do what? Purchase the contracts. So we also have other things that you can use as far as resources. There's getting started videos, because I know a lot of people want to see recordings. We don't record these sessions because there's already enough recordings out there. But you can go to the getting started. Everything is on Vimeo. You got the introduction video, you have the referral link, team pages, anything that you need help on, including marketing, how to withdraw, how to do an internal transfer. If you can't reach any of us or your upline, there's all these, the assistance in the video is already there, done by Lori. So we got some upcoming changes with Cryptex 2.0. Which I cannot wait. This is the only piece that I care about moving forward when 2.0 comes out. And this is the ability to go out and actually validate your smart contract. This is for those people, it's not necessary I need to be able to see it. I'm just curious to see how it's going to work because I am in technology. That's my background. So I want to see how you can go out and actually see your contract making money, earning rewards on a daily basis. You can see it just, live. I want to see exactly how that's going to work. They're also looking at bringing a 10-year contract out, and of course, giving us additional cryptocurrency options. On our team, we have monthly training calls. As Saul mentioned earlier, Omar is going to be doing a training, I think he said on the 19th of this month. So be ready for that. That is a great call for you, everything related to the back office, including the referral program. He goes through quite a bit of it. So I like to focus on what to do beyond Cryptex. So what is that? How are you going to get your money out? How are you going to use it? And in this case, the question is how are you going to get your money out? Where are you going to send it to? It is not for you to, what I can say is not for you to send it back. This is a decentralized system. Why would you send it to your bank, which is a centralized system? I'm not sure, but I know we get a lot of questions about that. So, but the number one question we get is how will you be able to spend your payout? And to do that, you're going to need a couple of things. One is you're going to need a hot wallet. Now, you already know that Cryptex is a hot wallet, but it's not the hot wallet that you would use where you can do what you want to do at any time. In this particular case, once you get your money from Cryptex, once it's deposited into the back office, you're going to need to move it to maybe your trust, any account that accepts BTC. I am hoping that majority of you will be on board with the Miracle Neo, because all you have to do is just move it from there to your Miracle Neo bank account. There's nothing else that's left to do. If you're using something like Trust or Exodus or whatever, then at this point you must be using a different card, meaning you're using a different debit card. So let's just say we're using the HPX, which is formerly known as Hyperpay. You're going to need a couple of things from there. So it's just going to take you a little bit longer, and you're going to spend a little bit more money. There is a fee to withdraw your money from Cryptex. So if you're going to withdraw it from Cryptex and send it over to Exodus, Exodus is going to charge you a withdrawal fee as well. So I'm just telling you to be ready for that, because at that point, now you need to, that's your safekeeping until you decide you want to put it on your cold wallet. But you at least want to get it out as quickly as possible from Cryptex, because that's what they're telling you in the emails that they send to you once your contract has come to fruition. Now, the other thing you're going to need, as I mentioned, is a debit card. Your debit card must be attached to your hot wallet. Do not ask me if you can take your debit card and use it with any bank, because I'm going to come back to you with this response. If you had a debit card from Bank of America, do you honestly truly think that you can take that card, go to Chase, and tell Chase you want to add your Bank of America card to your Chase account? And what do you think that the teller is going to tell you? No. So in this case, just think of it the same way. You're not going to be able to take your Hyper, your HPX card, your Miracle Neo debit card and use it with another bank. It is going to be loaded from that particular exchange, meaning your hot wallet. So once you understand that piece, that's the simplest terms I can explain it to you, because I get it all the time. The answer is no. Think about your debit card the same way that you use it now with your regular Visa, MasterCard, right? When you're going to your regular centralized banks, this is going to work the same way. It must be attached to a hot wallet in order to be loaded, period. If you're using Miracle Neo, you don't have to go through all of that. You got your debit card, you got the bank. There's no need to do any type of, what I want to call it, conversion. You don't have to move it to anything, because the card is attached to your bank account. If you're using the HPX or Hyperpay, you're going to have to, the funds, your crypto will move to your exchange portion. And then what you have to do is convert it to USDT. And then once you convert it to USDT, you pay another fee, and then you move it to your black card. So those are several steps in order to get it. You do what makes you happy and what you're comfortable with. I'm just giving you some choices, some additional choices here. So I typically do the crypto training on this. I was trying to do one this month, but I have to go home for my niece baby shower. Lord knows I don't want to get talked about in my family for not showing up on something. Y'all know how those people talk about you and think you're better than other folks. But they just don't understand. I be busy. But this is on a Sunday for all those people who can't do Saturday. 2 o'clock is the time I'm going to start, so go to church early because it tends to take several hours to get through everything. So when you come, though, this is the opportunity for you to have your cold wallet. Your cold wallet, again, is a device that you can have in your hand, that you have in your hand. This is not the hot wallet. The